I'm in a relationship. Yes, I am in a relationship. It's been like for 3 months.
Relationship for almost 5 months.
Yes, we're dating. It's gonna be about 3 months.
How's your day going?
My day is going pretty well.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's been going well. It's finals, so it's kind of stressful, but you know.
It's good.
Great.
How's your guys's?
How has being a part of this organization benefited you?
You know, after a while, you start feeling like, oh, well, I need to speak to more people that would, you know, understand similar experiences that I go through, have that same level of empathy to understand what it means to be actually in a gay relationship, and, you know, also like broaden, because, you know, like I said, I perceive things as a gay man, but I can never really perceive them as a transgender woman or a transgender man. So like I think it's definitely helped me network with other people that are in the LGBTQ community.
That all people should be treated equally, regardless of who they are or who they love.
Who am I to say that someone does not have the same rights that I have with my wife, who I love, or they have the 1,300 plus rights that I share with her?
Have you ever been discriminated for preferring someone of the same sex?
We were sitting at a booth at Village Inn, and this guy walks down the aisle and he like looks at me, makes eye contact with me, and he's like, "I'm sick of seeing this faggot shit." And I was caught off guard because like, I mean, I wasn't dressed flamboyantly or anything. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm like totally like pro like everything. But yeah, I just thought that was very like, wow.
I had a boss when I worked at Village Inn who discriminated against me, wanted me to look more feminine and look more, as he said, family approachable, which meant that me and my girlfriend, when I wasn't like on the clock, we were going to eat in the front half of the restaurant. He told us to go in the back because it didn't look like a family environment.
Do you believe UTEP is pro or con against same-sex couples, and why?
I don't think I can rightfully answer this because they haven't had a statement specifically, and they haven't deterred or like not allowed that kind of conversation. But I will say in like certain professional environments, or like certain major specific places, the conversation or inclusion in the curriculum regarding same-sex relationships aren't there. So like view scopes, ideologies, even theories that we have conversations about, they're not inclusive to same-sex relationships, queer identities, or even like gender outside the binary.
I think that if there was a position, it's very hush-hush. It's not so, like it's not a really open topic. Like the people that are probably against same-sex couples and actually are bigoted against same-sex couples would rather not say things so publicly, because I think it's already becoming increasingly acceptable for same-sex couples to display affection.
Although the city of El Paso saw more than 200 couples married, there is still controversy.
On June 28, 1969, New York City law enforcement raided a gay club in Greenwich Village, New York. The raid sparked a riot amongst bar patrons and neighborhood residents, which led to 6 days of protests and violent clashes with law enforcement. The Stonewall riots served as the foundation for the gay civil rights movement.
We're here because we're queer. We're here because we're queer. We're here because we're queer.
With the controversy over the notion of the same-sex couples, the United States has pushed for equality and rights for members of the LGBTQ community. In 1979, more than 100,000 people of different sexual orientations attended the first ever March on Washington to demand equal civil rights. On November 23, 2003, many same-sex couples saw a glimmer of hope when the state of Massachusetts became the first to legalize same-sex marriage in the United States. However, it wasn't until June 26, 2015 that same-sex marriage was finally legalized by the Supreme Court.
This morning, the Supreme Court recognized that the Constitution guarantees marriage equality.
Now to that historic Supreme Court decision legalizing same-sex marriage across the land, and it's profound.
Just moments ago, the Supreme Court and this landmark ruling, the court making same-sex legal.
First, we've had some breaking news from the US Supreme Court, which has said that same-sex couples have a constitutional right to marry.
Do you believe that at one point society will be able to accept LGBTQ members?
I think eventually in the future, it won't even be an issue of are you accepting LGBTQ plus. It'll be just that everybody is the acknowledgement that heterosexuality is actually, and this is like real stats, is such a small percentage of our actual population.
Yes, eventually.
I really hope so. I think that as a gay man, there is such a thing as gay male privilege. I think that for same-sex couples, it is increasingly the public opinion is actually becoming in full support of it. But now our next, I think one of the biggest things that we're still going through is specifically with transgender individuals and the validation of gender, and how like so many people are unaware of the difference between sex and gender. And how many, having that kind of validation, using the correct pronouns, and actually also the validation of non-binary people, because, like I said, that's another issue that we have. So I think that, I hope that in these next few decades, things become easier for those people. But, one can only hope.
Our nation has come a long way when approaching same-sex marriage and same-sex couples. There have been many ups and downs, but hopefully one day society will look past labels and truly accept people for who they are.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah.
My statement is that, yes, we need those tragedies to be brought up, because we need people to not just tolerate, we need people to accept.